If your potential audience don't hear from you talking about the service you provide, they won't remember you when they need the service you provide. If you don't regularly add value to build a dedicated audience, you will have no audience. If you have no audience or no access to an audience, your chances of building a successful online business are slim to none. In this video, we'll address all of the above in 4 steps for how to show up weekly for your audience. That way, they're more likely to want to engage and take the next steps with you. So keep watching. Hi, my name is Salami, and I help experts, entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants grow and scale their online business whilst creating their ideal lifestyle. For the best tips for online business, entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and mindset, subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. If you like this video, then hit the like button. It helps the video rank higher for the YouTube algorithm. That way, it's easier for people like yourself to find videos like this one and get value from it. So let's jump straight in with the first of the 4 steps to show up weekly. Step number 1 is pick a medium that you excel with. Why would you pick a medium that you excel with? Well, if you're having to show up weekly and it's something that you're good at, that you enjoy doing, then you're more likely to want to show up weekly doing that. And what are the examples of mediums? Well, what I mean by that specifically is, are you good at writing? Or are you good at speaking? Or are you good on video? If you're good at writing, then the medium that you might want to go for is a blog. So you'd regularly showcase your expertise in a blog every single week. Perhaps the blog is on your website, and your audience will know that when they want to go for value from you, they go directly to your blog to get some amazing information. If the medium that you excel at is audio, then the way forward might be via having a podcast. Of course, podcasts are done via audio, and these days they're also audio and video as well. So you see podcasts where you have the host, and the host is interviewing in a studio, and you have the host and the guest in a studio, or you have the host and the guest in different screens on the computer. So if your strength is being on video, you can do a podcast that's filmed on video as well. If your main strength is being on video, you can also have a YouTube channel as well. So your audience gets to hear from you on a regular basis, and it's easy for you because you've picked a medium that you excel at. Again, it's the blog or the podcast or a YouTube channel. The next step is to pick a schedule that you can stick with. What do I mean by picking a schedule that you can stick with? Well, when you see blogs or when you see podcasts or when you see YouTube videos, they all have different schedules. These schedules could be multiple times a month. These schedules could be every single week. These schedules could be multiple times in a week. I always think a great way forward with a schedule is a weekly schedule, because I like to think if you have a weekly schedule, your audience puts you into their calendar for the week, because they know that they can read your blog every single Monday, or they can listen to your podcast every single Wednesday, or they can watch your YouTube channel every single Friday. What I mean is, the one medium that you've picked, they can enjoy that content once a week, every single week on that regular schedule. And they know that when it comes to that day, without fail, that you're consistently going to have that content for them on the blog or for the podcast or at the YouTube channel. So how do you select a schedule that you can stick with? Do you go for weekly, or do you go for multiple times a week or once a month? It's good to have a schedule that's regular enough that your audience feels like they're hearing from you all the time. So again, that weekly schedule is a great one to go for. Also, if you want to do more than a week, for example, or even if you want to do that weekly schedule, ensure that you have the resources up front to help you produce that weekly schedule. So for example, you might need to hire a team, or you might need to put together a great process. That means that you're ahead of the schedule. So if you have a weekly schedule, maybe you're 4 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead, for example. It's so important so the audience knows that if you have a schedule for every single week, when they arrive at your blog once a week, that you do have a brand new blog for them. One of the ways that you can do that and make it easier for yourself, we're all about making it as easy as possible, is batch producing your content. So for example, you could produce multiple copies of your blog every single week, or you could have multiple episodes of your podcast done in advance for the weekly schedule. Or you could have multiple videos done in advance for YouTube. So all of these make it very, very easy for you. And like I mentioned, yes, it's very important that you have the videos every single time, as per your schedule. Also have in place the resources to make sure that you're able to make that happen so as not to disappoint your audience. Another step for showing up weekly for your audience is making sure you connect with your audience. What do I mean by connect? What I mean by connect is making sure that it feels like a two-way conversation, because frankly, it is a two-way conversation. If you've given some really great content in your blog, surely you'd want to hear from your audience as well, what they've gotten from the blog, what tips they've taken from the blog, if they need further help based on what's in the blog. So it's very, very important to keep that connection with your audience. One way to keep that connection with your audience is replying to their messages and their comments in a very, very timely fashion. So one way to do this is in the first hour of, when you post online, for example, or post your blog, for that first hour, replying to all the comments. This is if you have a really large audience, and I'm assuming you're not able to reply to all of the comments. Maybe you'd prioritize that first hour replying to the comments. Of course, it can be a bit more of a challenge once you grow your audience and you have a big audience, especially if you have hundreds of different comments coming in or thousands of different comments coming in. At this stage, it's definitely a great idea to definitely take the time to still reply and engage with your audience, even if it takes a little bit more time. Also, it's such a great idea to encourage engagement. Literally let your audience know how to connect with you. So you might ask them to leave a comment, or you might ask them to reach out to you in the DMs, or you might ask them to like the video, for example. So it's really important, in addition to responding when they connect with you, to literally tell them, connect with me in this way, and then get specific. Leave a comment about tip number 1 that I've given, or what's your opinion on tip number 2? Like, really get specific in how you want them to reply to you. Again, you want to foster this two-way connection and two-way conversation with your audience as you're connecting with them on a regular basis. Step number 4 to show up weekly for your audience is to redefine success. What do I mean by redefine success? Well, especially if you're starting out, you may have a smaller audience. So you might have not as many people as you'd love reading your blog, or you might have not as many people commenting or interacting with your YouTube channel or your podcast. All of the above is normal, and this can be discouraging, especially in a world where people are talking about hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of followers. So it can be discouraging at first. However, if you redefine success, you can go from discouraging to encouraging. You can go from discouraged to encouraged. And what are some examples of how to redefine success? Well, when you have a success, the first thing you tend to want to do is celebrate. So the first way to redefine success is redefine what you celebrate. So for example, you could celebrate the fact that you've posted. If you have a schedule and it's a weekly schedule, as I've mentioned, and let's say, for example, your weekly schedule is every Monday. Every time you post on Monday, celebrate. Every time you post on the next Monday, what else are you going to do? Celebrate. When you post on the following Monday, celebrate. You've redefined success as you've put some great value out there and you have posted every single Monday, every single time that you have the schedule. Yes, it takes some time to get the hundreds of comments or the really great engagement, and not everyone would do that up front. However, remember, only a percentage of people that show up at your channel will actually subscribe. Only a percentage of people that show up at your channel will actually comment. So just by sticking to your schedule, you are helping more people than you realize. So you're celebrating the fact that you've posted, and you're celebrating the fact that you're posting on schedule. These are both amazing reasons to celebrate and amazing ways to redefine your success. Another way to redefine success and to celebrate is celebrate the fact that you've added value, especially if it's a YouTube video, for example. The value that you put out there stays forever as long as the video is up on the channel, right? So you've added a ton of value today to the people that see it, a ton of value this period, this week or this month. And also moving forward, your video will continue to add value. So in a year's time, some people may discover you and discover your video for the first time. So really celebrate the fact that you're putting value out there, regardless of how many people engage with the video or the blog or the podcast initially. I hope you found these tips encouraging for how to show up weekly for your audience. The fact of the matter is, your audience needs you. Somewhere out there right now, there's someone that needs the service that you provide, and they want to learn specifically from you. And in the interim, there are people that have this amazing skill set and value to give to the world, and they're hesitating because they're waiting for that magic moment of posting once and having thousands of people comment and thousands of people like and comment and subscribe straight away. All of that comes with time. All of that comes with consistency. All of that comes with persistence. All of that comes with adding value to the best of your ability and to the best of your skill set for your audience. So it's very, very important to show up for your audience on a weekly basis and certainly on a regular basis. Which of these 4 steps were your favorite? And more to the point, which of these 4 steps will you take action on straight away? Leave a comment below and I look forward to reading that. For the best tips for online business, entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and mindset, subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. If you like this video, then hit the like button. It helps the video rank higher for the YouTube algorithm. That way it's easier for people like yourself to find videos like this and get value from it. Also, if you like this video, you'll find a couple of other video links in the description below. I help people design their ideal lifestyle using impact and fulfillment. Impact via their online business and fulfillment via personal development coaching. If that sounds like something you'd like to hear more about, schedule a free call. Go to mosalami.com/free call or go to the link in the description below. Hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one. And until then, do the best you can consistently. Ciao.